This video is not meant for children and is brought to you by support from Patreon. Hello, and welcome back. I am Maester Aelix, and this is Stellaris Empires. And we're right back where we left off here on the creation screen, so let's get creating. Today's origin is Voidforged, though because I'm a machine, they changed it to Voidforged as opposed to Voidborn. So if you're looking down the list, it'll say Voidborn, but we went with machines, so the name changed slightly. But let's get into it. So, the appearance, when I purchased a recent set of DLC stuff, I got this Special Uniques The Box, and that just led to all thought spiraling out of control into how this can be really fun. So, we are the Microtran Experiment, and we are floaty boxes, and I love it. It's just so adorable. We are the Microtran, or plural microtrans. Decided to be a little fun, throw a little extra S in there. And our adjective is microtran. And our pronouns are they, them, because machine. I went with machine 3, mostly because I see the name pal in there, and I'm like, yes, pal, yes. Plus, there's just something about Machine 3 and these friendly little cubes that feel just right to me. So, oh, I wanted to do this then, I forgot. Box. Haha. Alright. So, thanks to our origin, we have 0G optimized, which pop output on habitats is plus 15, and everything else is basically worse. Non-artificial worlds. So, being machines, we can also make machine planets later, which will get around the non-artificial worlds thing. We're also machine. Machine world habitability plus 100%, leader lifespan plus 20 years, species minimum habitability is plus 50%, starting age is between 5 and 10, so our leaders are going to be useful for a very long time, and food upkeep is replaced with energy credits, which makes sense. Adaptive frames. Now, this is one of my favorite traits because it allows my people to reconfigure themselves. And so if you're having a deficit that is solvable by having people change jobs, then it will just do so automatically. So most of your problems are solved within a month. If they're not, then you need to take some extra steps. And I went with luxurious to afford all that because upkeep is not going to be a problem since our upkeep is all energy. So you can just focus on that. And it self-corrects. Our homeworld is an orbital habitat, which right here, and it looks so good. I like it. Homeworld name is 01. The star is 0. We get the Void Dwellers starting system, which is really fun. You don't get a preference choice, but that's okay. We don't need it. We have a habitat choice. Oh, why did I go with Reptilian City? That's not right. Okay. Oh, right, because when I first made these guys, the robot options were not really there. So, Machine City. Beautiful. Origin, Voidforged. At first, the creators of this machine civilization designed them for eternal space travel, fully optimizing them to function seamlessly in zero-gravity environments. After enduring eons of isolation, these machines have recently restored unity among the orbital habitats scattered throughout their home system, which is great. So we can start on an orbital habitat. We have 0G optimized and habitat preference of habitats. Additional starting technology, orbital habitats, and we can get the guaranteed research option of habitat expansion. Guaranteed habitable worlds are resource-rich systems instead of colonizable planets, and we can construct advanced housing buildings on habitats. We require a machine template system technology for species modification. So that's something we got to be aware of. Let's see, habitat build cost minus 25%. Building slots from non-urban habitat districts is up by 0.25. Habitat max districts plus 2. jobs from habitat districts +1. We cannot have an agrarian ideal, we cannot have anglers, and for this particular thing we do need to be machines. Now the origin itself does not require machines, but because we are one, it made it void forged instead of void born. And void born is slightly harder because of the food requirement, and getting food in out of the vacuum space is harder, which is why I also went with machines. So of course, Gestalt consciousness, machine intelligence, and this leads to a variety of interesting and wonderful bonuses. With introspection, we get research speed into engineering, encryption +1, and cognitive node experience gain +25%. I chose this for the engineering focus because habitats are an engineering thing, robot population modification is an engineering thing. We want to go big on engineering, but I also didn't want to make these guys a super science pod like I had before, like some others. So, yeah. And then zero waste protocols. The machine intelligence has configured its manufacturing systems to minimize waste, utilizing long-lived materials and standardized replaceable parts in all products. Robot upkeep is down by 10%, building and district upkeep is down by 10%, ship upkeep is down by 5%, regulatory node experience gain is up 25%, which is great. Some things that'll kill you in this game are your upkeeps, especially if you spread too far. This helps a lot. Alright, we are machine intelligence.
Alert. Possible organic life form detected. Seek, isolate, destroy.
Typically we'll want to be a little friendlier than that, but yeah. We are the Microtran experiments because, tech bros built us. Alright, with this flag, starting down here on the right, I went with this centralized black and white, or black and gray mix. Now, black on the background because space, gray in the middle because ship components, and of course this delightful tesseracty cuboid, very interesting shape in the middle. I really like it. It also reminds me of a D20 for my role-playing days, which would be later today. Anyway, yeah, the flag is kind of fun. Ship appearance. Now again, I made these guys a while ago, but Imperial still really, really works for this. And the main reason why we're gonna go, is I really like their habitats. It really looks like the one we start with on our home planet. Plus, I mean, here's our Colossus. It's very angular. I love it. Our Citadel. And of course, the very popular Wild Lightning ship, which explains why everything needs energy credits, and we're slightly inefficient. But, I think Imperial is a great look. Ruler appearance, went with color variant 4, mostly because I liked the non-unified colors. It goes with that whole recycling vibe they got. And I named the ruler BotCon. And, right, was it? Yeah, city appearance. I also went with room 32 because it is fully enclosed like a habitat should be, and has some, nice windows, and everything is big and metal. Alright. Primary link. Here's how we sound. Love that. That's so cute. And we went with Spark of Genius because, again, a little bit of research speed helps, and it's not a huge thing. We're not, again, a not huge science pod, but that little bit extra is greatly appreciated. So let's start a game. Get those tips flying. To most, the vacuum of space is a hostile environment to be conquered or overcome. To us, it is home. For thousands of years, we have resided on several space stations in orbit of the trinary star system. We have yet to solve if we built them or if we are the abandoned machines of an original builders. Our material makeup indicates that our model originated on a planet, but our databanks provide no answers. We can only speculate that the shattered planet body that our station orbits is our civilization's lost homeworld. Whatever the reason for our void-bound existence, The invention of the hyperdrive changed everything. We are now ready to conquer the void itself. Nice. Alright. So, like always, pick your sciences as you see fit. And, oh, a good bioreactor right away. But not like we have organics, so. And habitat expansion. While that's an option, we're going to have to hold off on that for a little bit. We don't have the science to really back that up. Alright, first tradition available. Again, pick your favorites, but in this case, discovery is what I'm going to go for. Not because we want to really map the stars and find stuff all that well, but mostly for the science. Science is big and important to every playthrough. It's just a matter of using it, and we have the trait that gives us more engineering science, which is where we want to lean. But there's no science we want to neglect. But of course, we also don't want to just have science be everything, like we had on a few other empires that we've done. Once you get habitats, if you mouse over a system, it will give you the stats.
Complete.
So, capacity, 13 major, 5 minor, 6 astro mining. So our home system is very resource rich as far as the things we want to build. It's very good. To start these off, you want to go into build megastructure, and then we have a central complex. It's where we're living. We're going to want to build major and minor orbital things. Thankfully, it's not like by picking one you can't pick the other. It's just a matter of what you want to do. I like starting with the minors, at least at the start of the game, because their bonuses are straight up, or they're less expensive. We don't necessarily need the capacity immediately. Speaking of traditions, now that I get to bring the menu up again, diplomacy is something you'll probably want to engage in later. You are being Voidborn, you're not going to have the best availability of all the resources everywhere. I mean, the advantage of having habitats is that you can build a habitat in any system, but not every system is good for habitats. So, that's one option. Domination has some good empire size benefits. What is it? Addition, the base adoption, and then there's empire size from districts is very good too. So, domination is something you might want to consider. Politics can be quite useful, but you'd want to do diplomacy first, in my opinion. But anything's good. Prosperity can be very nice. All of these are good. It's just a matter of what you want to do. Now, being that you are a machine, you also get access to the 4 machine ones. Versatility, modularity, nanotech, and virtuality. Virtuality is kind of broken in OP, and there's no reason not to take it. I prefer modularity, but any of these work. Versatility is really fun to lean into in this particular one. So, OP-ness aside, versatility is probably where I'd want to end up going. Because it does things like available envoys to go more with the diplomacy, market fees, amenities, which I don't think we need to worry about, but upkeep from jobs -5%, and maintenance drones also produce unity. By the time you take this, you're going to have more maintenance drones, and you're going to need more unity. There are a lot of really good options. Nothing stands out as highly necessary like some other builds do, but in this particular case, modularity is really just kind of handy, and I can't say no to it. Alright, so now we've got our first Ascension perk. Again, since these guys are not especially leaning one way, technological ascendancy is always good, transcendent learning is good, though you also have the option of necromancy. Biologicals are merely a different kind of machine. We can stimulate the appropriate synapses and reanimate these creatures for our own benefit. So, if you want, we can suddenly become, reanimating boxes. That's up to you. I don't tend to lean this way, but hey man, whatever you prefer, go right ahead. I'm going to go with technological ascendancy for this, but whatever you want to do, feel free. There's, in this particular case, there's no wrong way to do it. Alright, well, there's not a whole lot more advice I can give on this one. These guys are pretty straightforward. You're going to want to lean into your technology, but again, this is not a super science squad. It's just to your benefit to go more engineering. The ability to do habitats is great. You're probably going to want to have a dedicated construction ship just for habitat building, while the others do the normal construction ship jobs. Otherwise, have fun. These guys can be really good, and they're pretty well self-regulating. So with that being said, here's where I'm going to say thank you all for joining me. I really hope you're enjoying this series as much as I'm enjoying making it for all of you. If you do, you know what to do, and that's to like, comment, watch 3 or 4 more of these videos to show the algorithm you like it, and of course subscribe. It's a little click for you, but a really big deal for me, and I greatly appreciate everyone who does. And with that being said, I shall see you all on the next one. And I'd like to give a special shout out to all my patrons who help make these videos possible. Aaron Smith, Brian Pelfrey, Chris Armstrong, Dennis Detman, Harry Thompson, and Mark Milius. Thank you all so much for your contributions. I wouldn't have this channel without you. Thank you very much.